2017 has been an impressive year already for Chelsea's ladies. Spring series winners, smashing in goals for fun, and a fine start to the all-new WSL campaign. But nobody's under any illusions here tonight. It's going to be different, and it's going to be difficult. Champions League football is a big step up in the women's game, more so than in the men's. Nobody's even scored against Chelsea since the end of May, much less beaten them. But the boot is somewhat on the other foot tonight. The seeded Bayern Munich are the favourites for this tie. Can Chelsea make it third time lucky and conquer German opposition following 2 successive years of being knocked out by Wolfsburg in this competition? Well, they warmed up for it well enough, in as much as they could at the weekend, smashing Sunderland for 6, having already beaten Bristol City 6-0 on the opening day. Frank Kirby got the ball rolling midway through the first half, and then the floodgates opened in the second. A brilliant individual goal from Gemma Davison just before the hour mark, making it 2-0. And then she scored her second and Chelsea's third from rather closer range. Great ball in. G scored an absolute belter for number 4, teed up well by good hold-up play by Enia Luko. Super goal that was, and Erin Cuthbert late on made it 5, driving one through the crowd. And then Enia Luko herself added number 6. So 12-0 the aggregate score for Chelsea in the WSL. But as I mentioned, tonight is going to be a different test altogether. Sam Parkin is with me for this one. What about this step up then, Sam?
Yeah, it is a big step up, and I think the question really that we're all asking is if Chelsea can be better, make a better go of it than they did last season. I think that it was over, wasn't it, after the first leg at Stamford Bridge against Wolfsburg. They've got to make sure that they go to Germany next week with something to play for, still in the tie. Yes, you want to win the game tonight, but if you are going to draw or narrowly be defeated, just make sure it is, as I say, by 1 goal, and you've still got something to go and hold on to next week, or try and take the game to them when they're running out of time next week. But what they have done in the summer, they've strengthened Ben. I like the look of the players that they brought into the football club. Certainly going to be tougher test for the German side tonight, and hopefully the fans that have come out in their new home this evening will be entertained by a good Chelsea performance.
Bayern have brought some travelling support, fair play to them. Tried to have a word with a couple of them on the way in before I realised I don't really speak German. But one of them said "fünf," which I think means 5, so they're confident. The Blues do have some individuals who've got good experience at European level, but Chelsea as a club, Emma Hayes as well as a boss, still relatively new kids on this continental block, and the draw yet again has reflected that. Very much in the mindset, as Sam mentioned, not being out of this tie after 1 leg last year. 3-0 down to Wolfsburg after the first 90 minutes. Made the mountain an impossible one to climb in Germany in the second leg. Sam also mentioned the strength in depth for Chelsea these days. Until recently, the likes of Aluko, G and Carney were the stars of the side. Now they can't even get in it. Not tonight anyway. The reinvented Drew Spence plays in a supporting forward role this evening, with Kirby and Bachmann also at the sharp end. New signings, Eriksson and Torresdottir start at the back, the latter as a wing-back. A very good Chelsea bench, though, with all sorts of options in all sorts of positions. Our referee this evening is Olga Zadinova. There she is. And a little look at the Bayern side now. Quarter-finalists and no further last year. One change from their weekend win. Former Liverpool star Nicole Rosa is the incoming player. Verena Feist has helped knock out Chelsea before. Simone Lauder is their top scorer 4 games into their league season. And we've been told by our spies that Kristen de Man is the danger woman. Scored in their weekend win against Hoffenheim, de Man. There she is. Looked very handy in the warm-up, which Sam and I were spying on. And in terms of the Chelsea selection tonight, Sam, we've got a couple of new faces to look at in Torresdottir and Eriksson at the back, and Drew Spence getting the start ahead of arguably more famous people, if you like, or more seasoned pros.
Yeah, I think they lost that a little bit physically against Wolfsburg last year, and I think that's something that she's gone to try and make sure that doesn't happen again this year. The two players brought in, like you just spoke about, Eriksson and Torres Dotter, I think that'll give them that physicality down the left-hand side that maybe they were lacking a little bit. And Drew Spence, I mean, what a story. She was a bit of a bit-part player before, just played a holding role alongside Chapman the previous times I've seen her. It's been an amazing run of form, goal-scoring form in the spring series, and she finds herself playing almost as a number 10 tonight alongside Frank Kirby. So very, very interesting, the way that her career has gone over the last 12 months, 18 months.
So here we go. We're so used to seeing Chelsea's ladies with the ball most of the time, creating lots, scoring lots, not conceding many. It's going to be a different job tonight. There's an early flag up here already. Role reversal, really, Sam, in the sense that we're expecting Bayern to have a lot of the ball, and Chelsea are happy for that to be the case, you've been told. Yeah, absolutely, and it looked straight away that it was a back five almost, Bayern, from the kick-off. It's going to be three centre-halves, and that sweeper that you just spoke about, Demand, she's coming in from Hoffenheim, very comfortable on the ball. Young player, but I think she'll go and attack things as well. But the opportunity, I think, for Chelsea tonight is to play in those wide areas, use the physicality on the left-hand side, certainly, and Blundell down this right-hand side. Don't make it a possession-based game where I'm sure Bayern will like to stroke balls around and try and play through Chelsea. Hopefully it'll be one in the wide areas. Must be tough, though, a little like, I was thinking, a little like the Celtic scenario in the sense, domestically so dominant, and then they go onto the European stage and they, I guess between the ears as much as with the feet, you're not going to be on the ball all the time. It is a different mindset, and there's defending to do early on here. Here's Maren Mjelde, really good, versatile player we've seen in a back three, in a back four, in a sort of anchoring midfield role. There she is, quality signing that was added for the spring series and slotted brilliantly straight in, just like Crystal Dunn and Ramona Bachmann did. Dunn on the bench tonight for Chelsea. By the way, the American. It's a long one in search of Bachmann, but it's too long. The spring series was a roaring success. Tons of goals and a trophy at the end of it. The WSL has begun with a pair of 6-0s. Not often anyone starts a season at any level like that. Confident defending from Feist, but Chelsea trying to come forward here, and Spence was making that little run in behind. And here is Demand. We're right above the two dugouts here. If we peer over, we'll see what we can spy on for you. Ball down the channel for Rolsa to chase. Gilly Flaherty's gone with her and got the final touch. Bayern's corner is the first of the game.
Yeah, Demand does well, just sprays it out to the right-hand side. Meyer down the channel. And Rolsa just gets to the byline. Flaherty, as she does so often, comes over, senses the danger, and concedes the first corner of the game to Bayern Munich.
Skipper, Melanie Beringer, will take it. Easy header away for Magda Eriksson, Swedish defender who's recently joined the Blues. Captained Linköping to the title in her home country last term. Still got youth on her side, but pretty experienced. Some defensive solidity coming there. Likewise with Torres Dotter, as Sam mentioned earlier. Physical player from the little we've seen so far of her. This is Manuela Zinsberger, the Austrian keeper Chelsea are going to try and get past tonight. Lyon, the holders of this competition, by the way. They've won it 4 times. They were in a final at Stamford Bridge as well and lost to Wolfsburg. Those two have been the dominant force in this competition in one guise or another. This is the 17th edition, although it changed to a real Champions League name and format in 09-10. Hannah Blundell with the most helpful ball for her from Millie Bright. Spence loses out the battle with Feist. She's got plenty of Feist herself, though. Hopefully the goal scoring that Sam referred to earlier will continue. Incredible run she had, and now she's on another one of a different kind here into Kirby, but immediately surrounded. Double team, big time. Lewandowski and Lauder straight in there, and surely a free kick. Eventually given. Goodness, that was tenacious. Chapman fouled in the end, but there could have been one before it.
Yeah, I thought it had to be a foul on Frank Kirby. Actually ended up on the ball. Resultantly, it was a foul on Katie Chapman. She came to try and help her mate out, but playing a very high line. There's been a couple of opportunities for Chelsea just to slide balls through. Katie Chapman was actually appended for the first opportunity, and again there, it's her who's brought down for the free kick, but they are wide open spaces, taking a few risks early on.
Eriksson and Backman there. It's Eriksson who delivers. Deep chance, but over it loops, but it worked pretty well. Torres Dottir had pulled off her marker quite easily.
Yeah, nothing subtle about it, really. Torres Dottir around the far post, beautifully picked out by Eriksson. Just had to try and angle it back towards that far post, back where it came from. Unfortunately, just too much purchase on the header.
Not much chance of scoring from there, although she could have somehow wrapped her head around it and got it back. Millie Bright might have had a tap in, but good early threat nonetheless. Chapman wins her header. 50-50 in the middle of the park. This has got a good edge to it already, this game. Down the line from Leonie Meyer, the German who's just turned 25. Rolfo battling away, and now Frida Rolfo, whose was the final touch. Corner.
Yeah, felt it was off Millie Bright. She just vacates her right-sided centre-half position, comes over to help out Julie Flaherty. Is able to just swing her left foot here. They're all coming together. I think it is a corner kick. And the captain, who has got fantastic ability from set pieces, Beringer, sat through a outstanding YouTube montage earlier. Goals from distance, free kicks, penalties, you name it. Wonderful right foot.
Let's hope we don't see it here.
Oh, there we go.
Straight up, well done, Sam. Good work. Straight to Anna Blundell. Chelsea ball, danger over for now. English representation in this competition historically been mostly down to Arsenal over the course of those years. Champions once, 6-time semi-finalists, including a handful of Blues in that time as well. Gillian Flaherty, Katie Chapman, Gemma Davison all played Champions League football for Arsenal. Niamh Fahy as well before she departed. Here's Hannah Blundell, been at Chelsea forever. Excellent in the spring series, Hannah Blundell. We wondered if she'd keep her place, and the performances she put on for Emma Hayes made sure that happened. Headed forward by Feist. Right into Rolsa. And Rolsa again. Referee not interested in the cries for foul. And manager beneath us going berserk. Thomas Burler. Lost cause for Frank Kirby to chase. Any touch was always going to bring a free kick. And players up and down at all the levels know now to just delay, wait for any touch, and you'll get it.
Yeah, just couldn't put the brakes on Frank Kirby. Lauder just stopped in her tracks, really, as she got to the ball. And Fran just put her arms on her back. Don't need a second invitation, the full-backs, to go over in those situations. Free kick.
That is a very modern free kick, isn't it? That just didn't happen.
Do you know the best
few years
that was?
ago.
Michael Dubry.
Well, not that many.
Unbelievable at that.
Long ball forward from Millie Bright. Was he really? Do you know, I am wearing a bobble hat this evening given to me by Michael Dubry.
Very nice it is too.
It's awful, but it's cold up here. Suddenly, Parky at the new home of the Chelsea ladies. It's a fabulous surface. Chelsea have helped Wimbledon out in that regard, or maybe they haven't, if they're not used to playing on such a fine, flat pitch. Katie Chapman, wrong side. Drew Spence. There's a ball on for Bachmann if she can thread it through. There's also this ball on for Hannah Blundell. Bachmann's in the middle. Kirby on the far post. Bachmann pulls it back. Goal for Drew Spence. Opener for the Blues. And it's the newfound machine that's found the net. Brilliant counter-attacking goal.
Brilliant play down the right-hand side. I thought that Blundell had just taken a little bit too much time, but she threaded a lovely pass down the outside. The decision-making was absolutely perfect. Bachmann squares it along the 6-yard box, and there's no one in a white shirt picking up Drew Spence. It's a really clinical finish once she gets in, just drives it right into the bottom corner. What a fantastic start.
Right then, game on. Scored the opener in the 6-0 against Bristol City weekend before last, and scored in 6 out of 6 to start the spring series. Incredible. We've got a goal in each game. Actually got one in the cup, the defeat, the FA Cup defeat to Birmingham. Went down to a penalty shootout. Just this extraordinary reinvention, and it's another step now. And well done, Emma Hayes.
Yeah, you have to
because it could easily not have been her in that role tonight. You know, Karen Carney's on the bench. Karen Carney's very rarely on a bench. Could have been G, could have been any number of players.
Yeah, I have to give the management enormous credit. They saw something in her and obviously have encouraged her, worked on all sides of her game to improve her, and she's reaping the benefits at the moment. But all credit to her. It's a really well-taken goal once she gets in, as was her header in the opening game against Bristol City. Really intelligent centre-forward play, if you like, taking up that position. I know she's playing slightly off tonight, but gives them a little bit more physicality in that forward area. Frank Kirby and Bachmann, obviously, more technically gifted players, maybe, so they can go long at times as well. Drew Spence gives them a little bit more physicality up there.
I imagine that Thomas Wöhler, especially if tonight ends up not going his way, or even if it does, will be bringing up the fact that he saw a foul in the build-up to that. Sam, there was when the play broke up in the middle of the Chelsea half, he was screaming for a free kick. What ended up indirectly leading to the goal, but excellent from Blundell and Bachmann, and then Spence arriving a la Lampard with great timing. It's funny because it's one you don't see, and just to give it a first-team parallel, a lot of us often felt the same about Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who was a combative, physical, more defensively minded, we thought, central midfielder, and then suddenly, both for Antonio Conte, for the England under-21s, he was deployed as more like a number 10, and we're all thinking, really? Didn't see him as that goal-scoring type, more the physicality of central midfield, but, well, Spence is showing Ruben how to do it. She's added the goals. Feist, part of the Wolfsburg team that knocked out Chelsea a couple of seasons back. Not last year, she'd gone to Bayern by then. Just nice to not be playing Wolfsburg, to be honest. Wolfsburg got to the semis last term, lost to Lyon, who beat PSG in the final on penalties. PSG had knocked out Bayern in the quarters, which is the furthest they've got. This, the first leg, just a reminder, in the last 32. It does differ from your standard European group format. Millie Bright, just overly physical, apparently. Can't get away with much. But, she will toe that line, Millie, for sure. Like her physicality a lot. No nonsense. And you saw some quality from her as well. Some important moments for the England side recently. Down the channel from Feist, and Bright's going to have to get on that, and she has. Off Lewandowski. It's promising for Spence again. Here's Torres-Dottir galloping up from left wing back, fired it through, too much on it. Oohs and ahs from the crowd, but that was easy for Manuela Zinsberger.
Brilliant again from Spence down this near side. She's been very sharp across the ground. The touch has been really assured in these opening exchanges. Add to that the goal. It's been a fine start to the match, but good change of play from her. Torres Dotter up from left wing back, just a little bit heavy, trying to thread it into Kirby or Backman on the edge of the box, but too much weight on the pass and rolls loose to the goalkeeper. But it's been a really bright start. Nervous beginning, but after the opening few minutes, they've really settled into the game well and looking much more threatening.
Well, this time last year, this was the problem. It was a nervous opening and Wolfsburg got on top and then got even more on top, and then it was 3-0 by full time, and it's a night to forget, really. Emma, most unhappy post-match, as I recall. She really went for it in her interview.
I don't think it's too simplistic to say. I mean, it was just a physical attribute of Wolfsburg. That was the first problem. Ben, I remember the centre-halves, absolute mountains, composure on the ball as well. Add to that, I think they had the top goal scorer in the competition.
Half chance for an equaliser there, but hacked clear. And then Deman, rather hurriedly, puts it back. This is Simone Lauder, who, despite playing where she is, has 3 goals in their league season. They're 4 games into that league season, by the way. They've lost 1 and won the other 3. Lauder's got, Sam was telling me, 101 German caps. That's the level of experience we're dealing with here. But there's plenty of experience in the Chelsea team too, and every year just getting that little bit more at this level. This being the 3rd crack at it. Deflection on that shot, corner.
Yeah, again defending well though. Quick to come out of their positions, press the ball. Skorovankova getting an effort away, but strong deflection.
Hasn't scored yet for a new club. Came from Sand. It's another German club, Sand, that been involved a little in this level. The 3rd corner from that Bayern right wing. This one's more into the mix. Like a shove on Eriksson in the middle of that bundle. It looked like, yes, Magda Eriksson down. Barge in the back.
The second delivery from that right-hand side just clipped into the near post area. Like I said, we've got strength there now in defence. And I think it was down that left-hand side as well last season where they struggled against Wolfsburg. It was a wide player coming in off that flank who got a hat-trick on the night at Stamford Bridge, and looks like Emma Hayes has just gone into that area and rectified it this summer. 2 good-looking athletes down there, and already Eriksson sticking ahead in a couple of occasions in that near-post area to clear the lines.
Yeah, there were some bad defensive mix-ups, weren't there? Janet Jakabvi, her name was, and she profited greatly. Hedvig Lindahl and Claire Rafferty, I think, moments to forget from both of them, and it all went wrong pretty quickly. The year before, Chelsea's debut campaign, there had been a 2-legged victory and a comfortable one over Glasgow City. Then came Wolfsburg, but last year those mean Wolves were straight in there. Now, foot in from Behringer late there, but the free kick's gone the other way for what happened just before it. Behringer delivers again. Deep one. All the way around the back, and Lewandowski's there, and the shot's off the post. Wasn't Lewandowski who hit it, she was about to. Now it's her header. Simone Lauder nearly adding goal number 4 of the season. In comes the shot, but it's a comfortable one for Hedvig Lindahl. And Lauder so nearly adding to her tally.
Much better delivery round the back, and there's 2 Bayern players stole the march on their Chelsea counterparts, and Lewandowski got hold of it. And it was Lauder who just spanked it towards that near post, hit the near post flush, bounced across the 18-yard box into safety, but a warning sign.
Maybe that's the bit of luck we could do with, and might become something for Frank Kirby here. Look at the assistant, not interested, neither's the ref, and to be fair, Kirby's not really complaining too much.
Surprised, Ben, because when it came out of the sky, it was another loose ball back. Lauder just seemed to be a little bit sharper. Fran Kirby just hesitated, looked to be on her heels a little bit. I think if she'd have reacted a little bit quicker, she'd been able to steady herself, maybe get a touch. Or she did get the touch. It's not a foul though.
No. Perfectly legal coming together, that one. Just Fran Kirby giving away about a foot and a fair bit of muscle as well. Play goes on. There's a shriek in the middle there from Kirby. Here's her England colleague Millie Bright. Now Blundell back to Bright, really nicely worked, and then taken out as she released the ball. Beringer is going to have at least a talking to here, and maybe only that.
Yeah, clear free kick again. They've done really well down this right-hand side. Blundell's had a really good start to the match. Drew Spence, and that time it was Millie Bright just stepping in. Such a versatile player. Nice little exchange of passing. Tried to shift into the right-hand side again and caught late, but we've already seen Eriksen's quality with the left foot. Backman standing over it as well.
Couple of nasty ones the Bayern skipper's already put in. Not one to be messed with, that's for sure. Right foot of Backman or left of Eriksen. It was the latter last time, and it very nearly worked. But it's Backman this time, out swinging. Oh, Millie Bright's round the back! Oh, and it's just wide! Same trick repeated, but with a right-footed delivery this time, and a much closer header.
Such an asset from set pieces, Millie Bright. She's done it time and time again. Clear head around the back, great delivery. And Backman, great whip on the ball. It's a very, very difficult chance, actually. She's well wide of the far post, just tries to angle it back across goal, just a yard wide. Such an asset to have, goal-scoring defenders when you get one in your team, getting you 6, maybe 8 goals a season.
Well, Kristen Demand seemed to be marking her there, and then by the time the ball came, someone about half her size was on it. Couldn't quite see who it was on that replay there, but Millie Bright is such a danger in the air, as Chelsea and England fans will know. That was close. That would have been a fabulous goal. Really, really close. 2-0 would have been dreamland here. Scored a couple in the spring series, did Millie. An equaliser against Arsenal in the opener at Bristol City back in the spring. Chelsea did some very good recruiting in the winter of 2014. She was one of those arrivals coming in from Donny. Straight knockout all the way, 2 legs up to the final in May. Bayern have never been to a final. Chelsea never been on the last 16. Good composure and awareness from Torres Dottir, just a bit too much in the tank with the pass.
Yeah, it's a shame. Just tried to encourage Blundell to steam up the right flank. Maybe would have been better just playing it to her feet, but I think it was the right pass. Unfortunately, just too much pace on it.
Kirby's work ethic, appreciated by the boss. It enabled Blundell and then Backman to work it, but didn't quite work. Ramona Backman was in the same side as Verena Feist, who she's often being marked by tonight, in the same Wolfsburg team that came to play Chelsea a couple of years ago. Flaherty can leave that for Lindahl. My mind's gone blank, Sam. Where were we that night for that game? Staines, wasn't it? Wheatsheaf Park. Back by Beringer to Lewandowski. Lauder, what a chance for 1-1. And then almost as close Willie Bright at the other end. Could have been 2-0. Oh, next goal's massive, isn't it? Berenguer making the run from deep. Willie Bright got a head on it, but it only served to tee up Berenguer, who's put it over the stand and out of the ground, I think.
You're just stretching for it in the end. Just a hopeful ball forward. Willie Bright loses their bearings for a fraction. Fortunately for Chelsea, it's on the skipper's weaker side. On the left foot, stretching for it. Can't get over the top.
Lovely touch from Kirby. Mjelde was aware that she was being quickly surrounded. Eriksson gets it forward. It's a half chance of a chase for Frank Kirby, who puts a thumbs up for the effort. Good start for Emma Hayes' side. Could have been even better if Bright tucked away the header, but one very finely crafted and finished. Drew Spence goal has the Blues in charge of this last 32 tie, but it is a narrow lead, the narrowest kind. Overplayed. Leonie Meyer gets it back. Spence with the closing down on Frida Rolfo, who we've seen nothing of, the Swede. Supposed to be playing in a fairly attacking role tonight, but she hasn't done much of it so far. Well, that's almost cut out by Bachmann. A very confident pass by Zinsberger, either that or she completely misplayed it. Laudet. Rolser on the charge, but it won't get there. Running right through the middle she was of Flaherty, and Bright hoping for the long, accurate pass. She's making the run down the right channel now, and here she is. Off Eriksson, another Bayern corner. That 5 already from that side?
Yeah, and all their good approach play, all down that right-hand side. Eriksson's been the busiest of that back three. Again, she sticks to her task well. Conceding another corner.
Well, she's getting enough practice, the Bayern skipper, with these. And there is a proper bundle in that 6-yard box. Solid head coming from Mjelde in the middle of all that. And we'll have another one. Hedvig Lindahl has got some crowd to come through if she's going to here. And it's Laudet with the header, running away from goal. Never really going to have the power.
Yeah, an outswing up, it's just flighted in. Lauder gets above Mjelde on that occasion, but the flight of the ball too high, just a little nudge. Makes it difficult to get anything on target, but not work the goalkeeper. They've started to come back into the game, Bayern, but as of yet, Lindahl not been forced into action, just that one that struck the base of the post.
Their weekend game, Bayern, was a 4-0 win at Hoffenheim, a couple of goals in each half. They've won 3 of their 4. They lost the other at home to the Frau of Freiburg. Chelsea go there next week. Error, and here's Spence again. Trying to pop it through. Oh, there was a pass to her left. We could see it from up here, where the view is a far simpler one. She wanted to play in Frank Kirby, didn't she?
Yeah, shame. She just tried to thread it down the outside of the left-sided centre-half of Frank Kirby, but the ball was Bachmann to her left. Just can't see her coming into the picture there, but great opportunity for Bachmann to be set free and on the goal.
They've had their sloppy moments back there, Bayern, haven't they? There's 2 or 3, and a couple of dicey moments from the keeper passing out as well. More than enough to make you think, and Chelsea seem to be really alive to the danger, Sam, that they can snap onto something here quickly and really take advantage.
I think there's been wide open spaces. You know, when they've turned the ball over, Chelsea is sharp on the ball and play fast, play forward into the space. I think they've got a pace to threaten as well in Bachmann and certainly Spence.
Zinsberger towards Skovankova. Over the top of her, Chelsea ball.
Just playing one in front now as well. They certainly started with 3 orthodox centre-halves, but they're allowing either Daman or Lewandowski just to step into midfield, playing almost well, as a holding midfield player, just in front.
Steadying influence in the middle of the park, Maren Mjelde. Everyone's appealing. Chelsea ball at the end of it all. Long and down the line from Millie Bright towards the captain, Katie Chapman. Spence. And the percentages being played by Kirby here. And very nearly turned a hopeful ball into something even more promising. Torres Dotter. The man onto her like a flash. There's Lewandowski, the American, and Feist. Half an hour gone. So far, so good. At least 5/6 of this tie still to play, though. Another this time next week in Germany. Blues having to learn quickly at this level. It looks like they have been. Good work, Emma Hayes. And everyone else. Lauder. Well read by Flaherty, but Rolser is now in with Millie Bright for company. And you know what happens there. That's what happens there. Danger's not over. Rolser. Crossing chance, 3 in the box. Easily cleared by Eriksson. Not a good cross. Here's Feist. That's a better one. Really inviting ball. And a first proper save of the game for Hedvig Lindahl. Rolser so nearly put it in. What about the cross, though? That is some cross from Verena Feist.
Yeah, brilliant ball in. Great ball in. Rolls up. It's a cute little finish as well. Just flicks it goalwards, outside of the foot. Pace is all in the delivery. Just tries to help it on its way. Lindahl backpedaling. Can't be sure it's going to clear the crossbar. Well, it's not. It's going to land in the back of the net. Great little fingertip save.
The 6th corner, all from this right side. Hedvig Lindahl needed every bit of her tall frame there. Very nearly caught out by what would have been a loopy equaliser. Can't keep giving these away at this rate. Feel that one of them's going to find the net soon enough. Not this one, though. Not immediately, anyway. Well done, Drew Spence. Anywhere will do. Might have been going for goal there. Zinsberger was 30 yards outside her box, a la Manuel Neuer. Sloppy touch from Torres Dotter. Battling away, though. Quality she describes as her main one. Flaherty. Oh, brilliant. It stayed in. Chelsea ball.
Yeah, good play. Flaherty. Rolfo looked like she was going to get to the byline. Good little turn of pace. Slid down the side. Comes over. She's playing in that central area of the back 3. Does really well to clear her lines.
A lot of competition for places back there. In defence, Gilly Flaherty was missing out in the spring series. There's an unchecked run here from Melanie Leupolz, who went for glory and found the corrugated metal behind the Chelsea fans.
Yeah, just sat off her a little bit. No one was coming out to press the ball until it was too late. Lupol's first real sight of goal that she's had. Good opportunity to work the goalkeeper. Flies over the crossbar.
Seen nothing of her as an attacking force, but that is her game. Long balls up to big Fran Kirby, probably not the option. Probably looking for Spence, was Lindahl there. Kirby's not going to out-jump many. Her strengths, and they are considerable, lie elsewhere. Here's Blundell. Confidently done. Almost too confident. It's the easiest pass that for Flaherty to deal with, and Frida Rolfo was on her in a flash, but Eriksson comes away with it. Mjelde, aware of where the space was. There's that calming influence I was talking about. More than 100 Norwegian caps she's got. And Torres Dottir, a colleague of hers in that Norwegian defence, so that helps. Sweeper keepers at either end here. It is the way. As is three at the back. Millie Bright. A Hollywood ball towards Torres Dottir. It's cut out. Torres Dottir wins it back. Here's Katie Chapman. Good ball. Oh, popped through the legs by Blundell. Now Kirby, where she wants to be, within shooting range. The blue shirt's up with her. Thought Blundell's touch had got away from her there, but she just popped it through the legs. Started by a good ball from Chelsea's skipper, Katie Chapman.
Yeah, first time really Fran Kirby's had good possession in the final third. She used the run of Hannah Blundell down the right-hand side as a decoy. Hannah Blundell's done really well in this first half. Nice little nutmeg, releasing Kirby. She just opened up the target onto her left side. Could have played it right, but took the strike on. Unfortunately, it's charged down, but they've done well, the front three.
2-2 for Fran so far in the WSL. Opener at the weekend, scored the second against Bristol City here on the opening day as well. It's a regular ratio for her. Right?
Yeah, it's worth noting that she missed both the games a year ago against Wolfsburg. A lot of factors, I think. Obviously, the home leg, they were out of the tie, but did really well over in Germany. And if it wasn't, I think, for the coat of paint, they would have been back at 3-2 behind. Karen Carney, I think it was, with the free kick, and unfortunately 1-1 on the night. But they did particularly well, so don't have to be overawed going over there. They've shown that they can compete.
Yeah, didn't get back into action, did she, till November of last year, Fran, by which time the exit had taken place. Her first game since she scored a winner against Sunderland in the May of that year. Torres Dottir looks like she's going to unleash the long throw here. Indeed she does, towards Chapman, who's the meat in the Bayern sandwich. Now this has turned into something promising for Skorvankova. Mjelde did all she could to at least hold her up. And so did Eriksson, coming out to Leupolt's foul. And Chelsea are playing really very well here, Sam, I think.
Yeah, 7 players there, getting back into their shape, getting goal side, back in their own half. Looked like that counter-attack was on, and it's Drew Spence, one of the players playing one of the most advanced roles, who comes in, doing a job for the team. Great little bit of skill, and buys a free kick for the side. But yeah, it's been really encouraging, certainly with the ball. I think still Emma would want them to be a little bit tighter in certain situations. Set pieces have been a little bit of a problem as the halves wore on, but they have limited the away side to just a couple of opportunities. But I think there are chances, certainly on the counter-attack. Very high at times, Bayern, and wide open spaces between the defenders. The balls can be slid through.
And a couple of misplaced passes or overconfidence, whatever. You feel like there's a very, very high chance of there being goals at either end in what remains of this game. We'll take it if it if it's a boring 0-0 from now on. That'll mean a half-time lead in the tie for the Blues, but it could get better. Maybe not. Not with that pass, anyway. Drew Spence, the early hero here. Excellent work from Blundell and awareness from Bachmann, Sam.
Yeah, really good run from Blundell. She's done ever so well down this right-hand side. Her use of the ball's really impressed me. Bachmann not been as involved maybe as Spence or Kirby, but what she has done has been real quality. She's got class, moves across the ground really well, and it was a great finish from Spence, who's in a rich vein of form at the moment.
Skovankova back to Feist, who's delivered the cross of the night so far. Millie Bright wins the throw. Colts to Beringer. Feist down the line. Skovankova with a chance to maybe find a teammate. Nope, it's through everybody. Torresdottir comes away with it. Back it comes, though. So important, you feel, to get to half-time with the lead intact. But this is Rolsa, and it's dangerous. At least it was for a moment.
Yeah, Torresdottir's just a little bit loose there. She's got to give Drew Spencer an opportunity to get hold of the ball. It's just slings her right leg at it, really. Easy for Bayern to recycle the ball. Rolsa gets in, acute angle. Maybe would have been better turning out, waiting for support, takes the strike on. Not enough venom in it to threaten the goalkeeper.
Feist looking for Rolsa, but Millie Bright tracked her all the way. Just Chelsea's 7th all-time appearance in this competition. Number 8 coming next week. 3 defeats and a draw in the 4 legs against Wolfsburg, and comfortable victory over Glasgow City, for whom there was a very young Erin Cuthbert, who's now on Chelsea's bench. Seeing a bit of Ramona Bachmann now, but Kirby was never going to get on the end of that ball.
Such a shame, because it's a brilliant turn. Again, oozes quality, skips across the surface, gets away from her marker, and it's just a little bit through the eye of the needle stuff, looking for a little bit of movement from Kirby, trying to slide it down the side, but very difficult when you're high up that pitch. Maybe should have just taken it on herself.
Zinsberger looking down the middle. Flaherty is there. Here's the goal scorer, Spence. And now Blundell. And there's space to run into here. Keep on going. Into Bachmann. Forward by Rolfo. And that's coming our way. Oh, nearly got a header.
Kirby. Not Fran, off the curb.
The wait goes on for that particular moment. It's going to happen one day. And the real Kirby is hitting the back by Rolsa's shot. No, pass rather. Beringer's cross. It's not a bad one with the swinger. Beringer, sloppy. Bachmann, brilliant feet. And Kirby is just trying to hold a run. Now the ball comes, but Bachmann's going to get it back here. And couldn't get around, through, or over Simone Lauder. I'm never sure about those, Sam. I mean, what are they supposed to do? Get out the way?
I think the free kicks, all she could have hoped for, because I think there was a second opportunity to just slide it into Fran, but once you're taking the touch to her left-hand side, really outnumbered, 3-4 white shirts back. Not sure it's a free kick, but we'll take it.
Yellow card for Simone Lauder for that. So we've hit 45, and there was to be no added time, but obviously we are now into added time because players stopped. So, last kick of the half. Surely not. Mjelde is there. Eriksson is also there. Something off the training ground, or a blast, or keep looking for that far post, because it's kind of worked twice over already. Millie Bright is waiting back there again, so is Torres Dottir. They've each had a header from that area. Is it going to be a crack at goal? It is from Mjelde, and the wall does its job. And there is the half-time whistle. So it's a whole lot better than last year already. Drew Spence with the only goal of this last 32 ties so far. 45 down, 45 to play here. It is Chelsea 1, Bayern Munich 0. So far, so good then, Prema Hayes and the Blues. We'll have analysis and more coming your way after the break before the second half gets us going again. So, quarter time in the tie, half time on the night. The scoreline is a good one here in the Champions League. Chelsea lead Bayern Munich by 1-0. And let's have a look at how it happened. Drew Spence, the goal machine, and it was an excellent Chelsea counter-attack, wasn't it, Sam Parkoon, with Blundell and Backman involved, and Spence eventually arriving to tuck it away.
Yeah, brilliant team goal, Ben. I think they'd had a few opportunities to really penetrate that back line of Bayern, and great play from Blundell. She's really impressed me in that first half. I was worried that Backman had gone a little bit early for offside, but the square little ball brilliantly finished off by Drew Spence, and what a renaissance she's having further up the pitch.
Yes, and not a surprise selection as such, but a slight eyebrow raiser possibly in terms of those that have been left out, but a real vindication of that decision from Chelsea's clever coach, Drew Spence, opening the scoring here. And the noise around Kings Meadow was brilliant. Bayern very nearly got level pretty quickly, though, with Simone Lauder, their top scorer in the league, even though she's a defender, hitting the post there, Sam.
Yeah, bit of an overload at the far post, Beringer, quality on the right foot delivery, nice and deep, and there's two of them there. Lewandowski keeps it alive, and Lauder, fortunate that she strikes it against the foot of the post.
Millie Bright very nearly made it too with that header. Peeling off round the back, tiny marker, and so close to two.
Yeah, we had a couple, didn't we? I think it was Torres Ditter with the first one, and then Millie Bright stealing the march on her marker around the far side. Great header back across goal, unfortunate for Chelsea.
This was a super cross from Verena Feist in towards Nicole Rolsa, the former Liverpool player. Hedvig Lindahl's one real save of the game so far, that, wasn't it?
Yeah, post came to her rescue in the previous chance, but that was all her own work. Brilliant fingertip save. Feist with great delivery. Rolsa with a decent little cute finish.
So, 1-0 Chelsea at the moment. We'd bite your hand off for that come full time. A good result to take to Germany for next week's second leg. Also live on Chelsea TV, by the way. But before the second leg is the second half. That is live next. A slim half-time lead for Chelsea on the night here. The second instalment, when this tie concludes, comes next week. Join us from 7 p.m. when the Blues play at Bayern, trying to get through to the last 16. While we wait for the players to come out for the second half, let's have some more goals now. This is September's Yokohama Goal of the Month. Good delivery round the back, and how about that for a finish? Sensational opening goal. And it's Mark Gurhey. Kanté urged to shoot. Oh, he squeezed it in! How has Schmeichel been beaten by their X-Factor N'Golo Kanté? Another Chelsea corner, really sharp start this, Willian. This is worth a hit, and Pedro hits it! Absolutely brilliantly! Stand up and applaud that.
Oh, brilliant.
Look at him go. Pedro's got his hand up in the middle. Batshuayi's there too. Oh! Welcome to Stamford Bridge. Morata, can he do it again? Yes, he can. Right in front of the Chelsea fans. There's a new centre-forward hero in the blue of Chelsea.
Maddox tug on his shirt, but he'll carry on anyway. Jacob Maddox, options left and right, might go it alone. It's Maddox! Oh, my word. A wonderful goal!
Cross falls for Aluko, pulled it down nicely. This is G, lovely feet, brilliant finish. What a goal for 4-0. You don't save those. That is superb. Some wonderful European goals there from the boys and the men in blue, and we've seen a very good one here tonight that hopefully will remain the difference come full time, or if we're being greedy, maybe another one to make those Bayern fans feel they've wasted their journey. I wonder how many of them are expats and how many actually came from Munich. Fair play. Their side are out and ready. No sign of Chelsea just yet. I wonder what might happen in this second half. And do you think Bayern will push harder for that away goal?
I don't think so, no. With the second leg next week, as it stands now, they'd probably take a 1-0 defeat. Having said that, for the second half of that first period, they really came back into it, showed their steel. But defensively, I think definitely not as sound as what we've seen the last couple of seasons. From 5 minutes in, I knew this was a team inferior to Wolfsburg. Wolfsburg really impressed me, everything they did, tactically, physically, but this team looks like it can be got at, and so it proved in that first half. You know, a few nice little bits of interchange between the forward players got Chelsea in for the goal, and on a couple of other occasions, and also looked susceptible at set pieces as well. So I think Chelsea could, if anything, extend their lead in this second half.
Let's hope so. I'm with you on that 45. Bayern are not the force Wolfsburg were, but they remain a force of some sense, and they had their moments. They very nearly found the net a couple of times. What have they got by way of response? They're going to kick off this second half. No changes from either boss. Both pretty vocal down there beneath us. You can probably hear Emma Hayes and Thomas Wöhler shouting. Three at the back versus three at the back here. This is always interesting to see whose wing-backs are able to have the greater effect on their opposite numbers. Christian Deman on the ball here. Didn't really live up in the first half anyway to the pre-match billing, as their class act at the back there. A couple of slightly slack moments from her, actually. Lewandowski. Ball through was intended for Melanie Leupolz, away by Bright, who so far has defended very stoutly indeed. A good foot in there by Blundell as well, before Maren Mjelde is fouled. Just caught by Skorvankova there, the Slovak. In her first season as a Bayern player, Millie Bright. Oh, Blundell's quick down there, but not quite quick enough to get there.
Yeah, good idea, Millie Bright. Nicely flighted ball. Just a little bit too much pace on the ball. Blundell had such a good first half. Thought that she may be able to just capture that and hook her right foot around it, deliver something into the box, but unfortunately just ran out of pitch there.
Rolls up, trying to blast her way through. Blundell on the cover. Oh, chance for an equaliser. But there is no way through. Hedvig Lindahl came out quick, made herself big. That would have been an unlucky way to concede as well. The ricochet between Eriksson and Anna Blundell. Bayern have a player down. That would have been the worst possible start to the second half, and but for Chelsea's keeper, Sam, it would have been.
Yeah, just getting a little bit frantic. I think Millie Bright gets wrong side, just there, threaded through, and it's just a awful little ricochet that presents the opportunity for Skorvankova, and it's a great save. It's the old starfish, isn't it? Oh, Peter Schmeichel coming out.
Dangerous ball, anywhere but there, and it's 1-1. So much pace on it, the skimming header, exactly what was required, but it was straight at Lindahl this time, who's made 3 or 4 important saves now. That one fairly routine, but a couple of feet either side of her, she'd never have had the reaction time. Lauder squares it. Bayern starting really on the front foot in this second half.
Yeah, that one's a real let-off as well, because, like you say, Ben, either side of the goalkeeper, and it's past her in a flash. Unfortunately for Chelsea, goes straight into the goalkeeper's arms. Great delivery, finally, after I gave her the big talk-up. Near post area, well met, and it's a comfortable save.
Good chance for Frido Rolfo. Her skipper's delivery, excellent. Chelsea have weathered that couple of minute storm, but is the storm going to continue? Beringer again. Mustn't get too deep and sit in here. Rolfo's cross is floaty and easy. And that was a really unlucky one for Hannah Blundell, wasn't it? She came across brilliantly on the cover, as any good fullback should, and played it out. It would have been a throw-in or a corner or something, but it hit Eriksson and became such a good chance for Skorvankova.
She's been brilliant tonight, Blundell, attacking-wise and also defensively, and you're completely right, just coming in and just being another body, really, being another body goal side, and tried to clear her lines. Unfortunately, the ricochet almost ended in catastrophe, but brilliant save from the goalkeeper, coming out so quickly, spreading herself. Not sure what was part of the body it came off, but God, what a great intervention.
She's put on a great spread. Knee.
Yeah.
Couldn't be more different tonight from her first home leg in this competition last time. Hedvig Lindahl, she'd been out for ages with injury, and none of us really expected her to play that night. But she came in and had a rare off-key performance, and Chelsea were done for by the end of that 90 minutes, really. Did get the first goal in the return leg in Wolfsburg. Eventually that one finished 1 each. That was as far as the recovery went. Chapman, another ricochet. And they're crying foul again on the Bayern bench. That looked like a good tackle to me. But it's been one back. also down the line. Eriksson on the cover. Just have another look at Katie Chapman's challenge here. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, just the follow through, isn't it? Momentum of the challenge makes the Bayern player go over, but she's a competitor, tenacious in there. She's got a bit more of a playmaker alongside her now. Mjelde can do the dirty stuff as well, but she can put her foot on the ball and play. Chapman can just win it back for the side and give it to the more maybe creative influences in the side.
Lauder just overrunning it, got away with it. This is Feist, and that's very ambitious into the Bayern fans.
Yeah, the Chelsea players don't like that initial challenge. She leaves the ground, just a little bit of a heavy touch from Lauder, but I think she gets to the ball first. That's what goes in her favour. And it's just a little bit rash. The strike from Feist, well over the top of the crossbar.
Scored a very, very important goal in this competition once Verena Feist in the final in 2014 for Wolfsburg. They were behind twice. She scored the equaliser that made it 3-3. They went on to win it 4-3. Been a good start to this second half. Chelsea must avoid the trap of sinking too deep too often and inviting the pressure on. If they can, easier said than done from up here. Mjelde battling away with Kristin Deman. Free kick for that. Bit of a softie. Spence making the run for Millie Bright. Feist pulls it down with excellent technique. Stayed in play. Bright's fizzed out of Blundell, whose take was excellent. Her pass slightly less so. Drew Spence had moved. Good crowd in. Chelsea ladies' new home now. Opposite us, pretty much full. The Chelsea end to our left, pretty much full. Handball in the middle of that.
Yeah, I heard the appeal from the Bayern dugout. Didn't think they were going to get it. Just helped over the head of Millie Bright. Arms are up. Well, it looks like it hits her in the face.
She's got to practice her rolling around on the floor. Another chance for Beringer to deliver quality. She's had plenty of those chances. It's a deep one, and there's a decent run coming around the back from Gina Lewandowski, who one way and another couldn't get the dive away. Good job too, I think.
Just clipped into the area. Plenty of swerve on the ball. I don't think Lewandowski really believes that she's going to get there.
And Katie Chapman, with all that nous, just keeping the body in the way. Hedvig Lindahl, cautioned, by the way, while we were watching those replays for time wasting. Yellow card, Hedvig Lindahl. Backman flitting in and out of this game a little bit. She can do that, one of those players. One each on the naughty list then. Simone Lauder for Bayern, and now Chelsea's keeper, who has been a star performer tonight. That's not a bad ball either. Drew Spencer's going to get there. Blundell's continued to run. Backman there, Blundell still there. And eventually Bayern will clear. somewhat messily, but look what it's turned into. Score Vancouver. And still, good ball this for Leupolz. Good chance for Leupolz, not taken.
Just moving the ball a lot brighter, a lot crisper in this second half. Score Vancouver covers a lot of distance from that left-hand side, comes in field. Lovely little slid ball. The first touch is good. It's just a little bit under her feet. Tries to just put her foot through it, really. Leupolz, goalkeeper can safely watch that fly wide and over the top of the crossbar, but
only just.
No, they've improved a lot, Ben, in this second half. On the ball, they're starting a lot. On the front foot, it's crisper. Certainly had a rollicking in that half-time period, and it's a long time to try and just hold on to this 1-0. Chelsea need to be better with the ball. Need to try and play with more quality into those front players and just get up the pitch.
Yeah, a lot of chasing back at the moment. A lot of scary moments like this as well. Score Vancouver with the cross. Falls the way of Rodolphe and then deflected up and over. It's another corner. Yes, Eriksson chucking herself in the way of it this time.
It's Flaherty, just can't sort her feet out to clear the first opportunity to get rid of the ball. Just skims off her. And then it's a double block. I think it's Eriksson and it's Flaherty who's still on the deck, both throwing themselves towards the ball. Deflects over the top, just over the top of the crossbar.
The skipper coming in after Rolfo's poor control. Gemma Davison beneath us. An option. Oh, free header. Should be an equaliser. What a chance. And how many have they have? It's Score Vancouver again. Sam, she's had a couple of chances. A couple of brilliant saves from Lindahl. The skimming header as well from the free kick. I mean, they could easily have scored a couple of goals in this second half.
It just gets in between Millie Bright and Katie Chapman. Score Vancouver. Just tries to angle it down to that bottom left-hand corner. Any purchase on the ball towards the goal, it's 1-1, and I can't believe she's missed the target there. Fantastic opportunity.
Leupolz had one as well. Bayern just pouring forward, and here's Leupolz again. You feel like it's just a matter of time. That full-time whistle's a very long way away, and it's going to feel even longer if Chelsea keep playing like this. Backman was off and running then, I think. If it had got through to her, she'd probably have been just offside. But Ember's got to sort this out, I think, Sam, hasn't she, before that goal comes. Ridden their luck a bit, the Blues, here, to still be in front. Maybe some form of change to try and stem this flow, or more of an outlet coming forward, maybe. I don't know. Gemma Davison as an out ball you could bang into the channel so she can chase.
Just think the composure's been missing, hasn't it, from Chelsea, but also from Bayern Munich in their finishing. I think it's just a cool head that they're missing in the final third, and they'd be level.
Take no prisoners. Lewandowski. Lauder. Well, they had a couple of decent chances in the first half. They've had 5, by my reckoning, in this second. And it's all one-way traffic at the moment. And suddenly, this feels a bit more like the Wolfsburg games that we saw the last couple of seasons. Maybe kind of more like we might have been expecting pre-kickoff here. Chelsea excellent in that first half. 8th Bayern corner for Berengit to deliver here. Lindahl got enough on it. Leupolz. Never like those low ones through the bodies. Anything can happen. But Millie Bright, right place, right time. Bright place, bright time. Corner 9.
No, need to try and get through this spell. Just try and come out the other side. You're going to come under the cosh. It's been for a long period, but sure, Emma is down there thinking how she can just halt this slide really at the moment. Seems inevitable that Bayern are going to get a goal. Gemma Davison down there definitely going through her warm-up routine, but maybe the system as well.
They'll do very well to ride this out. Let's hope they can. Billy Bright, solid header. Anywhere will do for Ramona Bachmann. Of course, there's no one forward. Now Chelsea must get up, and they are. Bachmann has to keep doing that chasing. Keep pressure on the ball. It's a good pass. Awkward to control for Beringer, though. She's kept it in and got the ball in. Hell of a ball. From there, that's impressive, even to find the keeper's gloves on a bouncing effort like that.
Yeah, good technique, just keeps it in play down the right-hand side, and she's got real good technique in that right foot. Doesn't need any back lift. We've seen with the free kick deliveries, just whips them in. That one was driven on the right-hand side, and keeper does well.
And these rare foray forwards are important, and Blundell's found Spence, and her touch was just too heavy. Those are the moments Chelsea have to take advantage of. When you're a side, Sam, that are so pouring forward as Bayern have been, it's almost like you inevitably are going to switch off a little bit the other way because there hasn't been any traffic going that way.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just repetition, isn't it? When you've not been receiving footballs for the last 10-15 minutes, not had any touches, inevitably going to be a little bit rusty, and running at the speed as well that Spence has this evening. She's been really athletic, good with the ball. She's just been a little bit heavy on her touch there, but just losing the ball, they're getting right back in just to a 5, and now 4 across the middle. Fran Kirby's going very deep on the left-hand side. Drew Spence likewise. Means Bachmann's going to be by herself.
Kirby over the top for Bachmann here, and it's a good job. Zinsberger had a very high starting line. Onside Ramona Bachmann. That's the kind of moment we need to see. Rolsa here, trying to slip it through for Rolfo. And it's another corner. They're into double figures.
Yeah, Millie Bright and Eriksson there, both getting to the ball. Little ricochet off Eriksson, I think, in the end, behind for yet another corner, but just a little bit more discipline maybe from Fran Kirby and Drew Spence in the next 5-10 minutes. Certainly when they haven't got the ball, they've got the goal. You know, it'll be a completely different football match over there. Chelsea will just play on the counter-attack, you would presume. So 1-0 to go there is a tremendous start.
10-0 on corners, 1-0 in goals. That's what really matters. Those Bayern fans behind that goal, confident they're going to see one. Emma Hayes is preparing her first change here. We believe it's going to be Davison for Spence. We'll see shortly confirmation of that. Zinsberger out to Simone Lauder. Loose passes like that will be much appreciated.
The attendance tonight, 2,136. Thanks once again for your fantastic support.
Just over 2,100 in at Kingsmeadow tonight. It's first time I've seen this new surface in the grass, shall we say, not in the flesh. And it's very well maintained now that Chelsea are in charge of it. Didn't look like this back when you played here every now and then for Mick McGivern, Sam, I guess it would have been. Would it have been Mick?
Yeah, Mick, yeah. Not much grass on it at all. I did put a few balls where we're currently standing, though, Ben.
Here's Beringer walking onto it, and it's another important block. Well done, Gilly Flaherty. Bayern preparing a change as well as Chelsea, by the way. More on that in a minute. They're in a hurry here, Bayern, and they're playing like the force we expected to see, I think. Not sure that first half Bayern Munich was quite their usual selves. This is more imposing and far more worrying. Skorvankova gets it back. It's away from Mjelder. Chelsea very deep again. Mjelder and Chapman pretty much in with the back to Spence, Kirby back there, and Bachmann, Sam, she's 40 yards away from the nearest blue shirt at times.
Yeah, certainly the midfield is a lot more compact, and therefore you've got Kirby and Spencer with the support for Backman and playing in quite considerably closer proximity in that first half. Now they're just sitting in, which I think is sensible. You know, you can't get stretched and be caught too far up the pitch. They're looking a little bit better. You know, the last 5 minutes, they've weathered somewhat that storm. Series of corners and series of possession. They've looked a little bit harder to play through. And hopefully with the introduction of a wonderful talent, Davison, they'll be more secure on the ball as well.
Replacing the goal scorer, and what a goal it was. What a moment for Drew Spence, justifying her selection and getting a good applause here. Great break into the box for the opener.
Yeah, absolutely, she did fantastic. Tired a little bit in the second half, become a little bit peripheral, but what Davison will give you, Ben, I think will that quality on the ball, the decision making, and able to drive with the ball as well, get the team up the pitch. Fantastic player on her day, and you know, she's a dribbler as well. She can glide past people, so hopefully that will just buy the defence a little bit of time.
And there is Bayern's change. Lineth Berenstein, the Dutch player, is on. Frida Rolfo, the Swede, who didn't really get involved, the player replaced. And hopefully Gemma Davison can do exactly as Sam outlined. I'm sure that's entirely Emma Hayes' plan for her. Great to watch, really enjoy watching Gemma Davison play. Really experienced too. It's her 14th European campaign, believe it or not. A lot for Arsenal back in the day. Berenstein straight into the action, but her ball is cut out. And Kirby just waiting for it, just lingering a little. Skovankova. Still a quarter of this game to go. And a free kick to come here for Bayern in the same area that Chelsea produced real troubles for them from in the first half. Torres Dottir herself getting on the end of one, will now conceded.
Yeah, just a square ball from Skovankova, and Torres Dottir just a little bit eager. You've got to keep your discipline. I know it's hard when you get into this latter stage and you're beginning to get tired as well, but it's a needless foul. Just puts your team under more and more pressure.
Berenga, yet again, good header. Looked like a foul as well. Yes, Magda Eriksson saying hello. I got a bump then, and she did, even though she still got the header clear. And a respite, even if it's just a brief one, of a Chelsea free kick.
Yeah, it's a brave header as well from Eriksson. Rosa just getting a little bit desperate as time begins to run out, just trying to use a physical edge to keep the ball alive in the area, but they defended stoutly from the majority of the set pieces, and I think they've looked more solid, you know, certainly from the dead balls with that three in there. Three girls that are really, really keen to go and attack the ball. Great competitors.
Well done, Katie Chapman, and the nous to win the free kick as well. Thomas Butler didn't enjoy that, mouthing off at the referee Olga Zadinova. And now he's getting a ticking off right underneath us from the fourth official. We could heckle him. We could pour tea on his head from here. Not gonna, just saying. That's how close we are. Now Ramona Backman trying to force an error here. Throw by the corner flag is a minor victory during the course of this half. Towards Chapman, who's still there, and it's a looping one, and it's onto the roof of the net. And just for a moment, Zinsberger looked very worried it was going to creep under her bar rather than over it.
Yeah, she had to make a decision very, very quickly. Little ricochet. It's really bright from Chapman, just tries to flick it outside of the right foot, loop it into that far corner, just too much on the ball.
Katie's first Champions League campaign, 2003. to run and run. Oh, what a chance! And Berenstein's missed it. That had to be an equaliser after Leonie Meyer's challengeless run into the box here, Sam. That's an extraordinary miss.
Yeah, Meyer, someone's got to get a foot on there, and I think she sees it. I was going to give her the benefit of the doubt and just say it was a reactive finish, but sees it onto her left foot and completely misses the target, what, 5-6 yards out. And what an introduction to the game that would have been for the substitute. One of the Dutch golden generation, I think they've been described as.
Scored at the weekend, Lineth Berenstein, and it was a lot tougher one than that. And Bachmann is down here after a collision with Kristen de Man, I think. I mean, when you see that missed, you do start to think now, Sam, this really could be Chelsea's night. 20 minutes or so to play, and you think the chances they've missed, but that one, I mean, that's the best of the lot.
It is, that's the first one that you really expect the net to bulge. It's good play down the right-hand side, but it's the first time a centre-forward, unopposed. You can see the whites of the goalkeeper's eyes, and have to see it again, but maybe just came off her heel. If you get a firm contact with the instep, it just flashes past the goalkeeper. Pace was all on the cross. Unfortunately, everyone in the ground, the majority anyway, relieved to see it sail past the post.
Another change coming here for Chelsea shortly as Chapman puts it out of play. See, when you've got Bayern pouring all over them and it's in the 50s, the minutes, Sam, you feel like, oh, it's a long time. And you feel like the Chelsea players will feel it's a very long time. But now you're into the 70s, you're approaching late in the game time, and then the pressure's back on Bayern, and they're thinking, oh, we've missed all these chances, and now we're into the more closing stages. Crystal Dunn is coming shortly. Berenga corner for the umpteenth time tonight. Bachmann off, Dunn on. Another very experienced player now, Crystal Dunn coming on just as with Gemma Davison before. Not played in the WSL yet, but fit and involved now. Meyer with a little back heel. In comes the cross. Millie Bright is there. Gets enough on it just. Lauder then tackled by Davison. And Chelsea doing their best to hold as firm as possible here. And so far it's working, albeit with a lot of help from some pretty ropey Bayern finishing. Blundell. There's only Kirby to look at going forward. Still nearly got there, and still might. It's that high starting position of Zinsberger bailing out Bayern again. Fran looked a little bit tired just then, or perhaps she was just on her heels. Crystal Dunn doing the closing down now, and then holding off. Good ball forward. Well held up by Rolsa, who made the most of a tiny challenge from Katie Chapman, but the challenge was there.
Yeah, just a bit tired, just leaves a foot dangling there, Chapman, and doesn't need an invitation to go over. But in the main, they've defended okay.
She's getting her practice in tonight. Goodness me, Melanie Berenga, unless this one's going to be Feist. It is, and she's gone for goal. That's a complete waste of time, thanks for that.
See what she was trying, we were right behind it. Need to be closer into goal though there. I think the goalkeeper probably would have got across, even if that was right arced into the top right-hand corner, which she was trying, but yeah, it's a complete waste.
Mjelde into the 50-50. Hers was the last touch, apparently. In there with Verena Feist. And although the pressure in terms of traffic is on Chelsea's goal, the pressure is on Bayern here to get the goal. Chelsea still in front following the excellent early opener from Drew Spence, who's since been replaced. Excellent 50-50. Chapman eat them up all day, and Mjelde over the top for Kirby. You know where the keeper's going to be, though. Oh, Crystal done. Shoot. Helped into the channel by Myron Mjelde. Lewandowski.
Shame for the first time there was a real overload there, and there was a pass on to Blundell down the right-hand side, but Mjelde, probably in the last minute, I would have said it was the right ball, but with still some time to play, I think she could have just fed it right, went direct over the top, and a bit of a mismatch in physicality. Frank Kirby easily ushered out.
Well, that's well defended until two players got in each other's way. That's a very comfortable save for Lindahl. She went to ground, but probably could have caught that one-handed with her eyes shut.
Direct play from Berenstein down the left flank, too easy coming inside Blundell, and I was praying that Davison didn't lay a glove on the substitute. She did well, stayed on her feet, but it was the captain who got possession back, Behringer, trying to wind up a right-footed strike, but again, very, very comfortable. Lindahl down to her left, good hands, stays at 1-0.
Done. Just keeping Simone Lauder honest, and the Chelsea bench down there applauding even that. The work rate that brings the throw. Third and final change on the way shortly for Chelsea. More on that in a moment. Eni Aluko is going to come on and replace Frank Kirby. I think he's been looking on the tired side. Once he's run out of legs a little here, Sam. Chelsea need willing runners all the way to the final moments now. They also need a fox in the box, and Kirby is certainly that, if we get the ball to her. Torres Dottit looking for her, and for Davison coming in behind, but right in between them is a goalkeeper making a simple catch.
Substitution for Bayern coming off the field is number 8, Melanie Leupolz.
Here come those changes. Melanie Leupolz, one of the guilty parties on the missed sitter count, will not have the chance to make amends. Her replacement here, Jill Roord. There she is.
And the substitution for Chelsea.
Frank Kirby.
Coming on the field, number 14,
The
Frank
race is
Kirby.
run indeed for this evening. And a good ovation for her. No goal tonight, shock horror. So 2-2 does not become 3-3, but Eni Aluko's going to replace her, Sam.
Yeah, didn't have that golden chance where normally put your money on Fran when she gets one-on-one with a goalkeeper, but she's done some bright bits, especially in that first half, but definitely tired in that second period. It's been a bit of a thankless task for all three of the front players, and rightfully, in my opinion, and echoed by the manager. All three front players now replaced, and hopefully some high energy which will keep the ball up in that final third, because it's been very, very tough second half for all the defensive players and those two in the midfield.
Good foot in from Bright. ...80 minutes gone. Well into the final 10. Now, Aluko. She's going to need some help.
Go on, Eddie.
Crystal Dunn was behind her. But we could have done with being an option more central. Mjelde keeps it going. Here's Crystal Dunn. And Aluko. Got to make those stick. Roord, the substitute to Beringer, the skipper. Back with Lewandowski. Squeaky bum time. As a famous Scots manager once said. Getting squeaky down below for both Emma Hayes and Thomas Wöhler. There they are. It's going to be a long 9 minutes. Surely handball. Referee perfectly positioned. Pretty blatant that from Roord. Thank you very much. Not going to get away with that.
Yeah, it's been better from Chelsea since Berenstein really missed that opportunity. I think the substitutes have broken up the flow of the game as well, so fair play to the manager, but defensively looked a lot more compact as well.
Come on, smash and grab. Millie Bright round the back. Mjelde as well. And Katie Chapman in the mix. Would have been a high foot on Crystal Dunn there. Score Vancouver. Dunn not letting her go anywhere. Katie Chapman quite happy to get involved in a bit of that if you fancy it. Kristen Deman, I wouldn't suggest it.
Now the foul was on Crystal Dunn, but yeah, Minder came in, didn't she, just to make sure there was nothing afterwards. Yeah, she's been competitive as ever tonight, Chapman.
Oh, Aluko just on her heels as that ball came through there. Seemed to react just on the late side. I'm not sure it would have made any difference if she'd been right onto it anyway, but... Oh, pinching a second, wouldn't that be the ultimate Brucey bonus? Bite your hand off for 1-0 now anyway, but... A counter while Bayern are thinking about the other end only. Crystal Dunn with that ball into the channel for Aluko, who's strong enough to get around Lauder. No one in the middle, though. Absolutely nobody. She's going to have to do it herself for the second prize, win the corner. No one up with her.
No, she did well there. Much better there, and Aluko just been getting up to the speed of the game. Shows a clean pair of heels down the left-hand side, gets to the byline and buys a little corner. It's very much a back five now, though, for Chelsea. Those two wider midfield players are just playing as orthodox left and right back now. Blundell and Torres Dotter, so there's not going to be many blue shirts flooding forward. Even more imperative that the front players keep hold of the ball, wait for the support of the midfield players. Just try and run this clock down.
Eriksson delivers. A Chelsea corner for once. Millie Bright got the head on it as well. Rocking back, difficult to generate the power, but still, half chance.
Yeah, these are the opportunities that they may be able to carve out. It's going to be little balls over the top, down the side for Aluko, and if they can force a few late set pieces just to put the absolute gloss on what's been a really hard-fought performance. It really wouldn't be fully deserved, but by God, we'll take it.
Berenstein beaten to it by Torres Dotter. Perfectly timed challenge. They're getting on with it, they're in a hurry, and they've rushed it, and Torres Dotter gained some ground, at least, by thumping it towards us. And, the Chelsea bench not interested in recycling that ball. And Zinsberger has to come a long way out of a goal to get this throw-in taken quickly. Not from there, though. Goal kick. Zola, 7 years in charge, and knew he was the favourite coming into this tie. It makes it very interesting if they don't manage an away goal. A 1-0 home win is such a big one in a European first leg, Sam, because you know that the Oppo know one lapse from them and they need 3 in that second leg. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Got to see out this 1-0 first with well, 3 left of the 90 and whatever is added on to come after that. Vancouver, who's been guilty of two of several missed chances here. That's another ambitious effort that Lindahl had in her sights all along. Leonie Meyer, you want that? Go on then, hit it from 30 yards.
You do. Dunn stands off her a little bit, but by the time the strike's away, it's going to have to be an absolute peach to beat Lindahl from there. Sails over the crossbar, and yeah, at this stage of the game, someone fizzes one in from that distance, you kind of hold your hands up. But gone a lot more defensive, as you would expect, in the last 10-15 minutes, and it's looked a lot more secure. Been much harder for Bayern to penetrate.
The well-timed challenge from Jelly Flaherty. This is where you want the ball down in those channels, but Aluko can't keep it there. And the Aluko scored in each of the first 2 Chelsea Champions League campaigns, against Glasgow City in 14-15 and away at Wolfsburg last season. Away goal next week. Yes, please. And a very late change here. Nicole Rolsa going off and being replaced by Lucy Vonkova, the Slovak.
And she is replaced by number 30, Lucy Vonkova.
We're going to have 3 added minutes, by the way, once we get to the 90, and almost in here, Berenstein, but Lindahl alive to the danger, as she has been all night. One of the top performers, I would say, in Chelsea blue, but she's in Chelsea orange, Sam, but she's had a really good game.
She has, yeah, and nice and bright. Eriksson does well as well, just to lean into Berenstein, make sure that there's no worry at all that she's going to get onto the ball. Goalkeeper's out in a flash, really good goalkeeping, really good defending.
The fourth official has indicated a minimum of 3 minutes of time.
3 added minutes, and Gemma Davison on a trademark run with a non-trademark slip at the end of it.
Yeah, first bit was brilliant. Should have just shifted it left-hand side. 2 runners, Aluko and Dunn. It's a shame.
Maisie run all the way to the corner flag next time, please. Deflection on the cross. Well, they're not alive to it, and Berenstein here. And now they're alive to the danger. Chelsea getting all sorts of bodies in the way, and Bayern have a big shout for a penalty there. And they've got another long ranger going over the bar this time. from Leone Meyer. Did that take a nick on the way through? Apparently it did. Now, Sam, penalty?
Just lost their composure. Look, that's a loose one from Chapman. And then Berenstein nearly with the effort. Has done that, flies in. No, it goes over well after the contact.
Funnily enough, she didn't really appeal. The bench certainly did.
Someone flew in. If there was contact on the initial challenge, might have been, but the second one, nothing in that.
One last corner, maybe. Get it out. It's more up than out. Millie Bright's gone to win it. No foul. No foul. Listen to the roar. Almost greeted like a goal. Berringer can't believe it. I have to say I was expecting a free kick here, Sam. Maybe not.
Yeah, I was worried there. Millie Bright went to contest the first one aerially. I thought, just stay off your marker, let them have it at the corner flag. And the second one, well out of harm's way. I think it probably was a little shove there. And then a German player falling on the ball. Free kick to Chelsea.
Into the final minute of added time then. So nearly there now. Ridden their luck at times, but they've strengthened defensively since that assault coming up to the hour mark. Can they cling on for these final seconds, Chelsea? No one's thinking about attacking now, apart from Bayern, that is. Forward they come again. This is Jill Roord. Millie Bright, busy. Davison helping her out, forcing her back. 10 seconds left. It's a risky challenge, that, and the shot's just wide. Goal kick, and that should be that. We're going to have some treatment to prolong the final whistle. How close was this, Sam?
Yeah, I thought it was in. Again, Eriksson and Rosdit are going to compete for the ball, going to be aggressive in the air. Just falls into a dangerous area, what, 20, 25 yards from goal, and I thought it was in when it left their foot. And it's the goalkeeper, I think, is quite comfortable that it's going to sail wide. I wasn't, unfortunately, for the substitute, just off target. But
Torres Dotte down. Hopefully not out. Well, they will meet again. Emma Hayes and Thomas Wöhler a week from now. Make sure you're watching live on Chelsea TV. Backs to the wall at times here. Far fewer chances, but more clinical. There's a cheeky smile there. No rush, Hedvig Lindahl. All eyes on Olga Zardenova. The whistle still in the mouth, and there she blows. How different from this time last year. Thomas Wöhler is doing his fruit on the touchline beneath us and arguing with Emma Hayes over the added time. But the Blues, Sam, will go to Germany with genuine hopes of a last 16 place. That is not what we saw last season. Drew Spence, the hero, with the early goal tonight, and then some really big saves from Hedvig Lindahl and some really bad misses from Bayern. They could easily have scored a couple of times.
yeah, they really put an assault on Chelsea's goal in that second half, but didn't they stand up to it, especially in the second, 20 minutes of that half. Real good back to the wall effort from all the players, throwing their bodies on the line, getting in the way of shots, closing people down. Looked a lot more solid in the last 10-15 minutes. I'm sure the manager will be really pleased about that. They got the goals, and they held on.
How costly will those misses be, and how priceless the Drew Spence goal? We'll find out a week from now. Full time on the night at Kings Meadow. Chelsea 1, Bayern Munich 0. Here's a quick reminder of the main moments. And the opening goal from Drew Spence, Sam. Well made and well finished.
Yeah, it was. Really good team goal. A lot of players involved. Really liked Blundell's performance in that first half. It was lovely timing of the run from Backman and the square ball along the 6-yard box. And Drew Spence is in rich vein of form. It was a really cool and tremendous finish, just driving it into that bottom corner. It was what she deserved for her first half performance.
Ideal start. There were one or two other chances. The main moment for Hedvig Lindahl before the break was the tip over the bar after an excellent cross from Feist. And Nicole Rolser getting in there and very nearly making it 1-1.
Yeah, it was a good move down the left-hand side, really good delivery, and it was a cute finish. Really liked it when I saw it, just flicked it towards the far post, and it was a really good save from a goalkeeper.
As was the starfish stop
tonight.
As was the starfish stop from Skorvankova after the break. They had a host of chances and really good ones, especially that of Berenstein. How she's not equalised, I don't know.
No, great opportunity from a young player who's really highly thought of. Square to her, fizz along the 6-yard box, just got to get the contact. Fortunately for Chelsea, sails wide. So, make sure you join us for the second leg. This time next week, Chelsea go to Germany, not with a 3-0 deficit, but with a 1-0 advantage, looking to make the last 16. Let's hope they can do it. Make sure you're with us live on Chelsea TV from 7 o'clock for that. It's been a cracking first leg here, and a well-deserved huddle and round of applause from Emma Hayes and her team in the middle of the park here at Kingsmeadow tonight. The job is half done, and it's been half done very well indeed. From Sam Parkin and I, it's good night.